Hello, friends. Welcome to the official start of the holiday season and show number 398 on 5 Minutes with Sean, maybe 10. This week, we are going to get into your team with the holidays and appreciation. All right. So, when I worked retail, this was one of the coolest things. And we just talked about this recently with the client it happened with. So for those of you who don't know, I used to work in retail. I know it seems weird. I was a retail car kid my whole life, basically until starting car biz and a little shitty OEM stint before that. Any of you ever wonder why I had the feelings I do? Maybe you know now. Either way, it doesn't matter. So point is that the owner, every single Thanksgiving, every single employee got a turkey. All right. And then Christmas got a honey baked ham. And it was the coolest thing ever because we used to get in the truck and the truck was loaded with hundreds of turkeys. And we would just go dealership to dealership and we would drop them off. And the smiles, the comments, and here's the thing, folks. This shit still goes on. That was, 18 years ago. It still goes on today. The group's blown up in size and it still goes on. Why? Because of the appreciation. Now, the dude we worked for, he gave you appreciation, but because he expected a lot from you. And I realize now that a lot of the lessons I learned from that man moving forward have kind of helped me be the business owner I am today. Because my team, I have a lot of appreciation. I have immense appreciation for them. It seems to ratchet up during the holidays, which I've always kind of been bummed out by because I wish that people would be more all year round appreciators. I try to do that, but I also realize that I'm not great at that sometimes. So, but I expect a lot out of my team, which is my point. And so we've been going through, this will be the best year car business ever had. This is 12 years in business. We can say that. It's pretty cool. We've actually grown every single year for 12 years straight. That's the car kid in me. It's not really realistic to other businesses or business models, but it is how I've ran this place and it is what we've done. And that includes COVID. It's everything. 12 years, every single year has been better than the last. And every year I tell my accountant that's probably not going to happen again. So, let's adjust things accordingly. And every year she says, every year you tell me that and I'm not listening to you. So the team, I ride the team a lot. Because I want us to do great things. And in order to do that, we have to be really, really good at our jobs. As many of you may or may not know, during the course of this year, I have expressed that I am a reformed perfectionist and that I think it's bullshit and I'm trying to get away from it. It's like being a part of a cult. And through doing so, I have noticed that I have made those around me into the likeness of perfection. And now I got to break them of that. And that isn't going very well. My fault. Straight up and down. And I know that. And I'm to say I'm cool with it is more of just kind of an understatement because I'm aware of it. And I like to control things that, or worry about things that I can control and change. If I can't, the worry is a lot less. Not to say that I don't think about those things, but if I cannot literally control the outcome, then I don't dive into trying to figure out what the fuck happened or what's going to happen, frankly. I kind of take what's given to me in that way. But as the holidays arrive, I find that employees and the vibe, right? Just the general vibe starting this week through the 1st of January, maybe a little bit into the 2nd or 3rd of January, will be just, it'll be pretty cool vibes. Business, it might be soft, might be big, doesn't matter. The vibe people will have, the happiness, the missing meetings, all the sort of things. I joke that the week of Thanksgiving starts I'm on holiday for the whole year. Not literally, but figuratively, it begins to just bring a different change of how we do business, how we interact with one another. So I want you to think about how can we make this more across 12 months? What can we do to appreciate people on a month in, month out basis for what they do? I try to be a bit of a rah-rah for my team at times. I'm a big believer of the attaboy world, of course. However, there has to be the flip side of that, which is expectation. I am all about appreciation. Really, I am. Seriously, I know it sounds crazy to say, but I am. What? But it's only because I have fairly high, sometimes unrealistic expectations of myself, the people I work with, the outcomes at which we work towards. Um, it used to be to clients until my business partner many years ago. We were in a hotel. It was late nights. It was probably a couple cocktails running around, and he said, "Dude, you can't care more than the client does." Wow, profound moment, Jeffrey. Truly, my friend, profound moment because it changed me. It changed me in that moment. I was able to walk out of that and say, "Hell yeah!" Now, again, am I perfect at it? No, perfection is bullshit. But I'm certainly better. I'm certainly more engaged to the fact. I can tell you that. And that's how it'll continue to be because I there's nothing wrong with having high expectations. Okay. Don't let anyone fool you. However, if those expectations are not met, you have to be able to balance the middle. JP Donahue, my guy, talks about don't get too high. Ha ha ha. Unless we can. And don't get too low. And that's something that I've been working on for a long time because I'm a pretty emotional dude. If that catches you by surprise, I apologize, but I'm a pretty emotional dude. Good, bad, or ugly. I got emotions. I'm a competitive guy. So when I see things not going the way I think they should, I tend to get involved. I tend to get a little heightened, is the word my wife uses. And so I realize that about myself. And so I try to not bring that on to everybody. I try to delete text before I send them, make sure that they are still reasonable when I'm done. I try to delay sending emails. I try to let things simmer because at the end of the day, I do want my team to know that they are appreciated. I do want my team to know that the hard work is awesome. But I also need them to know when they come up short. There's a way to deliver message, folks. If I could tell you one thing that I've learned being a CEO, whatever, is that your tone and your delivery matter almost more than the words coming out of your fucking mouth. Because you can get your point across without being an asshole. And you can be considerate of other people along the way. And to me, I would think if you talk to my team, and any of you who know me, you should. You should ask them, then tell me what they say. I'm just kidding. You should ask them. She says, what is it like? I think we all have perspective of what it's like to work with us or for us. And I think people want to do it. I mean, no one's ever quit Carbiz. People have been fired, but no one's ever quit Carbiz. We try to make it a different place. We try to bring people into a job, let them do the job, and not try to put too many restrictions or micromanagement pieces on them. So yeah, I think it's a pretty cool place to work. There's not a lot of us. That's by design. But I think, yeah, I do. And the holidays remind me of just how cool of a place it is to work here. So if today starts the holiday season, by Turkey Day on Thursday of this week, spend some time between now and then thinking about the word appreciation. We did a gratitude turkey many years ago with my wife at her family Christmas or family Thanksgiving. Writing on the wings, passing the wings around. It was a whole thing. It's a craft thing. She does great. But the concept stuck with me, which is give the appreciation. Let people know. Communicate to them. And if you can only do it during the holiday season, then double down and do a bunch of it. However, if you're able to do it during the holiday season, consider what it would look like doing it the other 11 months, 10 months out of the year. All right? My friends, thank you so much. Go out, enjoy yourselves this week. Have a wonderful Turkey Day with the family. And don't forget to come back and join us Monday for show 300 and 99. The countdown is on, and we're almost there. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you to Fareed Hawk for the music, buddy. I love you. Can't wait to see you next time you're in Madison or Milwaukee. And to everyone else, have a wonderful week.